It's a new day. Things kind of went as planned for the last 24 hours since I've been live before. But also things have gone awry. So we're talking about relationships yesterday and how it's difficult to be, to depend on someone else or put your happiness or whatever you need into the hands of someone else, because then I have no control. And I have control of, I can do that. I don't even know what I was just saying, but yeah. Anyway, there's just a lot on my mind today. So there's this situation I have where I did something that was just like stupid to someone kind of close to me, and when he kind of like talked to me about it, or when, like, for example, when you're in the drug game, like, expect that at some point you will get robbed, or you will get like stuff, or you will get and anyways, okay, and I kind of swooped in and took that interest away, and he didn't even end up with me. Like, he ended up with one of my other friends that we went to his house. So then I go back to hang out with that friend, and I just pretended like nothing was wrong. And I guess I didn't feel bad at first. And then a person that, it was days later, maybe a week later, this is today or earlier, I kind of reconnected with a person that I had, spent some time with, like, throughout our time of knowing each other. It's not like super, super often, but often enough to remember him. And I was like, oh yeah, this is so cool again. And I started to kind of catch feelings for a little over a year since I divorced, or since I'm separated from my husband, and I am married, but that's probably for another time. So when I had brought that person that I liked, over to my friend's house, they had apparently made a connection, and I don't know why I didn't see that coming. But at first, when I found out and I saw them, I was like in shock. I was like, what are you doing here, dude? Like, and then I just got like, dude, like, I'm interrupting. Like, I'm the side piece that needs to, like, give them their space. And that was, it did not feel good. I'll be honest, it did not feel good at all. It hurt a lot. And I walked away. I just turned on Pokemon Go. And I started catching Pokemons and going to Pokestops and stuff. But I would really prefer not to go through that again. So I think I did enough of that heartbreak stuff with my husband, or ex, or whatever. So speaking of heavy issues, so I start, like, telling my story, kind of, and telling people, or letting people know, like, who I am, I guess, and how I got to be this person. I take pride in my process. I my process is my processing. I take pride in my processing, and my processing for things like issues like this. I'm able to process it really fast, which I was never able to do before. It is a skill that I've acquired, and it's I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have honed this skill. So on the deep note, let's start from the beginning when all of this crap started. So I um, since since day one. I mean, like I don't remember a time in my life that I was like attracted to a woman, like never. And I grew up in a Mormon family or LDS family. And my family was they did not want to deal with a gay son. So they found out an ex-boyfriend of mine outed me to my parents. And long story short, I got beat up and, I left. And I mean, I didn't talk to them for a really long time. And even now, it's kind of difficult for me to speak with them or speak to anyone's parents for that matter, because I always feel like, you know, their parents are going to be like judgmental of me or like my parents were. So there is a movie, and this is going to be a short one. This song. So I watched this movie maybe way back, and it was when I was not talking to my parents in that time period, and I was living with this guy and one of my really good friends, Ashley and Kalai, and we, I'm sorry, I had this movie and it was called C.A.M.P. Um, camp is it's about basically like teenage kids that are in like this acting camp or whatever, and they're all struggling with something in their teens, like body issues or body image or being popular and all of that stuff. Or and it's a predominantly gay camp. It's like theater and stuff. Gay people do theater. So there is one of the characters. Her name is shoot, what is her name? Jenna, or yeah, Jenna, and she was dealing with her parents judging her for being overweight, that she was overweight and that she couldn't eat. They wired her mouth shut so that she couldn't eat food during the camp. She had to drink these like nutrition shakes and like meal replacements, and her whole mouth was shut. And at the end of the movie, she has like, of course, the solo best song throughout the entire movie, but it is called, and she sings a song to her parents to kind of let them know, like, I can't just change this, like it. I mean, that is what I'm going to sing. That song was on my mind this morning, and it always makes me feel better to sing something really cool. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. Here in the dark, I stand before you. This is my chance to show you my light. This is the start. is I have so much to say on my way. Of your arms don't turn away. I want you near me. You have to hear me. Is where I stand. Is who I am. Don't tell me who I am to be. Is who I am. I'm trying, but my heart doesn't lie. I'm not a child any longer. I am stronger. Here's where I stand. Here's who I am. Help me to move on, but please don't tell me I'm on my way. I'm moving now. In this life we've come so far. We're only who we are. We just know that's the way. Where I stand is who I am. Stand up and be counted. I'm counting on you. If you're with me, then make it through. Here's where I stand. It's who I am. Love me, love me, love me, and we'll make it through. Here's where I stand. Baby, 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 I'm counting on you. Here's where I stand. Love me, love me, love me, and we'll make it through. I'm counting, I'm counting on